Hi everybody, it's me, Jordan here, and today Jordan Long here, and today I want to talk about, filing taxes. Now, people mostly, if they're on the bracket, because there are different brackets, and on certain brackets you have to file, and some you don't. When it comes to federal, yes, there are certain brackets of income that you're on where you don't have to file, and certain ones where you do have to file. And that goes also with state, and I think it goes also with county as well, if you own property. If you don't, then okay. But with local, you have to file regardless of your income. Now, one thing is that's always the people, and seems to be a truth, that if you have dependents, then that's when you're eligible for refund. If you don't got no dependents, then you're not eligible for a refund. See, I think I know where the federal, state, county, and local governments come from. This is just my fear. I think they're coming from. I could be wrong. Is they figure if you have dependents, people who depend on your income, to support them, regardless. Then they figure, okay, you deserve some refund. If you don't have any dependents, they say, well, you don't deserve any refund because you're the only one, and there's no one else depending on you, so you can survive without a refund. I don't know if that's fair. Some people may disagree with that practice, but I don't really know if anybody's ever brought it up to the Internal Revenue Service or the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue or the Allegheny County Property Tax Department, or even brought it up with the local tax collector. Now, people are going to say, wait a minute, in Pennsylvania, state law was passed where local governments had to have third-party contractors do the collecting. That's true. But the tax collector is still responsible for collecting the taxes and then handing them over to the third-party collector that holds on to them. Now, regardless of all that, Jordan says, anytime Jordan said that you have a dependent, Jordan says, that seems to work good for you. If you don't, forget about it. You're not going to get any refund back. So the only income that's coming in is what your company makes and what you make part-time. Yeah. Except I have Social Security disability insurance, but that's untaxable, so it doesn't really count. No, it doesn't. And other things is, Jordan said, now a lot of people will think, well, a lot of people use third-party, tax filing firms, or if that's what they call them. Now, some people prefer to do it themselves and use a computer that files everything and organizes everything. But then even if you use a third-party program, you're responsible for sending that information to the Internal Revenue Service or the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue or whatever the case is. When you're doing a third-party person, they do it for you. You got to pay a fee for it. Well, of course, it's a business, and you got to pay them for their service, and I understand that. Jordan said, but then sometimes Jordan said it always seems to be this little thing that comes up. Well, you always know that we will represent you if you're being audited. We can have someone come down there and speak in your behalf if you're too busy. Yeah, I understand that, Jordan says. Yeah. I know what people think. When they hear the word audit, they basically think that's it, you're in trouble. No, it just means the Internal Revenue Service has questions about your tax return form, and they want to ask you questions, but it's your time and their time. So usually, Jordan said, it ain't that easy. I mean, who has the time to take off from their work full-time or part-time or whatever, go to where they're located, go there, take a number, wait in line, and wait for one of the auditing agents to assist you in their questioning of your tax forms. But luckily, Jordan said, I never have been audited by the Internal Revenue Service or the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue. Now, just in case you don't know them, they are the state, at least Pennsylvania state's counterpart to it. But they're not as good as getting back to you quick enough with the returns than the Internal Revenue Service is. Well, Jordan, after you paid the fee for our service, you should be getting like $3,500 back this year from the Internal Revenue Service. Probably maybe about, I want to say maybe $45 would have been, and maybe $2,500 back from the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue. But the Internal Revenue Service always seems to kick in before the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue does. Yeah. And Jordan said you always have this idea that after you take out what's called tax or liability, that means the actual money was taken out. Jordan said, you always think to yourself, why are you filing? You think, if you have no dependents and you ain't going to get a refund, why file? Because certain tax laws require people to file taxes even if they don't have dependents or not. And certain brackets that people may be on, they might have to file, they might not have to file. Now, Jordan said, since my income that I make is only a certain amount, as far as earnings is concerned, I probably only got a tax or liability as far as the state government's concerned. Federal the only money would go out would come from what my company makes for that tax or liability. But as far as my Social Security and benefits go, Jordan said that's untaxable.
Love you.
I love you too. So why would I even be showing that information around to them? They already know that. So Jordan said, so another thing goes, so before I end this video, some people might say, is it unfair to get refund if you have dependents and no refund if you don't? I don't know. But I guess it may be fair, may not be fair. That's the way they work. Remember, before I end this video, Jordan said it's still taxation with representation. Don't forget that. I'm Jordan Long, and I hope you enjoyed this video.